Hey everybody, Curtis back in the gym, in the Kurt Locker, reviewing a new piece of equipment from Stray Dog Strength that I actually do think this merits a little bit of your attention. Today we're talking about the Triphasic ISO Cups from Stray Dog Strength. These are a specific style of J cup that fulfill a certain need. Now that need is mostly in athletic and sports performance, where isometric holds are often used for training different types of athletes. For instance, today is a deadlift day. I'm doing deadlift as my primary mover, and what I tend to do is on lower body pull days, which is what a deadlift day is I will basically do a push isometric hold before the primary movement. So for today, I'm going to be doing front squat isometric holds, and what I do is I place these at a certain height to where I can push up against the bar as hard as I can for about 5 seconds, and I'll do that for a couple different sets of just a single rep at 5 seconds, and then after that's done, I'll go and I'll do my deadlift. Now, isometric holds are something that are very beneficial. They really are. If you look at the science behind isometric holds, there is data that supports their use in strength performance, in all sorts of different sports, and that sport can range from like football, soccer, all the way to powerlifting, strongman, a lot of the sports that everybody's doing in these home gyms. As of now, basically, if you wanted to do any sort of isometric hold, you were limited to a couple different options. The first one was usually taking a pair of safety arms, putting them upside down, and then pushing up against the safety arms. Now, no offense, that works just fine. That's actually what I did for the longest time. I first saw it in a Brian Shaw video forever ago, and that works pretty well. After that, I leveled up and I got the MB Power Center PR platform, which allowed me to do isometric holds on deadlift, which was great, and I really do enjoy, and I still own my PR platform. I just don't have space for it in my gym right now. And then after that, I think I saw one where someone mounted a pair of J cups upside down, but basically we never had something, or at least something that I could find, that allowed us to do isometric holds inside of a rack using just the 3x3 uprights. Enter Stray Dog Strength with their Triphasic ISO J cups. Basically what these are, like I said before, is a J cup. You put it on your upright. It's available in 1 inch or 5/8 depending on what your use case is. It pins in on the side, and it has a steel frame that will hold a UHMW or some sort of plastic lining that protects your bar's knurl, which is obviously something that we pride ourselves on. Also on the inside of the cup, there's UHMW in here, and that protects your rack from the J cup itself, so there's really no metal on metal contact anywhere in here. There are some slight limitations with it though. The inside to inside diameter accommodation only goes up to about 32 millimeters, and I know that this measures 32 millimeters, but if you put, like I threw my rep squat bar in the rack, and it does fit, but it fits perfectly. So it really doesn't allow you to move rapidly. So what I would say is that for most people, this is going to be up to 29 millimeter bars for accommodation wise. Now it does give you about 3 1/4 inches of travel. And what that allows you to do is you can put this on the rack, and when you enter into your set, it'll be resting on the bottom. You position it in such a way that you can either push, pull, or however you're doing your isometric hold, and you pull up against that. So you get about 3 1/4 inches of travel, and then you just pull all the way through for as long as you can. What I really like to look for here when I'm doing it for myself is I'm looking for that bar to have a little bit of bend to it. That way I know I'm pulling hard, but realistically I have a timer going so that I don't accelerate my time, and I'm just gonna pull as hard as I can for 5 seconds. So the things I like about it: one, the UHMW lining all over the place. It protects the bar, and that's gonna be really important because if you're pulling against steel, so like steel knurl on steel, you're gonna very quickly burn through that knurl. So the fact that it's UHMW lined on the inside is a huge plus. Two, it looks like it's made in such a way that if you were to break or wear through this plastic, which it would take you a bit to do because there is quite a bit of room, up to about 1/4 inch of material that you would have to remove before you actually wear this out. But with 3 simple bolts, I'm sure that you could replace that just fine. I also really like that the inside is lined with UHMW, as I covered before, and I also like the simplicity of use. Now I'm using the Stray Dog magnetic pins here. You can use whatever magnetic pins you want. I'm a big fan of the Surplus Strength Vex pins. I think they're the best ones out there. I know that they cost a lot of money, but they're really amazing. But using whatever pin that you want, you throw it in there into the rack, you adjust it to whatever height you want, you throw your bar in, you grab it, and you'll grip it and rip it. So I've been using these. I did purchase these with my own money. I didn't get these for free or anything like that. I have been using these for about 4 weeks now, and I've been using them on every single lift. So if I do an upper body push, I'm doing an upper body pull. I tend to set it up for a chest supported isolated row where I pull as hard as I can up against that bar. That was actually the last day of training I had. Like I said, today with deadlift, I'm doing a front squat isometric hold, and on squat day, I do a isometric mid-thigh pull. These come in at $235, and then you're gonna have to pay shipping on top of that, which makes them an item that you're not gonna probably purchase by accident. You're not gonna accidentally stumble into these into your gym. However, what I will say is that for people that are looking to enhance their training, including some isometric holds, I would say that these are a pretty good option out there, especially since they're pretty much the only option that I see out there that are dedicated to just doing isometric holds. Don't forget that code KL10 saves you 10% at Stray Dog Strength to include on products like this. That's been it for this video though. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Are these something that you think would benefit you in your training? I think that the small footprint that they offer makes them a no-brainer for people that are really starting to get past those newbie gains and looking for ways to mix up their training and include other movement. I appreciate each and every single one of you that watch these videos every single week, and as usual, I will see you next week.